Hello everyone. In the present session, I'll cover FC connectivity. The FC architecture supports three basic connectivity options like point-to-point arbitrated loop, that is FCAL, and Fabric Connect. So first we'll take point-to-point connectivity. So point-to-point connectivity is a simplest FC configuration and two devices are directly connected to each other. So this configuration provides a dedicated path for the data transmissions between two nodes. However, the point-to-point configuration offers limited connectivity as only two devices can communicate with each other at a given time. So in the case of point-to-point connectivity, any two devices are connected in order to transmit the data. But so this offers limited connectivity. Why? Because only two devices can communicate with each other at a given time, and they can perform the exchange of data between those two devices via point-to-point connection. So the diagram shows the point-to-point connectivity, so which enables the direct connection between the nodes. So here we can observe that the servers are directly connected to the storage node. Offers limited connectivity and scalability. So because on the storage array we need to have a number of ports so that the servers can directly plug into the storage array. So this can be used only in DAS environment. So that means direct attached storage. So we cannot go for the maximum number of devices because so within the storage array, so we need to maintain many number of ports so that the servers can be directly plugged in, but the communication is more secure and guaranteed because the server is directly connected to the storage array. But major drawback here in the case of point-to-point connectivity is, so it is not scalable one. So and during one given instant, only two devices can communicate with each other. But the other device cannot access the data from the storage array. Suppose the server 1 is accessing the data from the storage array, other two servers need to wait unless or until it completes its operation. So that is a major drawback of point-to-point connectivity. So next we'll take FCAL, that means fiber channel arbitrated loop. So in the case of FCAL configurations, the devices are attached to a shared loop. So here we'll consider one shared loop. All the devices are connected to the shared loop. The FCAL has the characteristics of a token ring topology and a physical star topology. So FCAL may be either the token ring topology, so it exhibits the characteristics of physical star topology. So in the case of FCAL, that is fiber channel arbitrated loop, each device contends with other device to perform I/O operations. So the devices need to participate in the arbitration process, and among many number of devices, any one device will gain the control over the loop. So the devices which are willing to perform any operations, those devices need to participate in the process called as arbitration process. So out of those devices, any one device will gain the control of FCAL, that is fiber channel arbitrated loop. So first we'll take the limitations of FCAL. The first limitation is FCAL shares the bandwidth in the loop. So the entire bandwidth will be shared within the loop. Only one device can perform the I/O operation at a given time. So that means after participating in the arbitration process, any one device can perform the operations. That means I/O operations in the given instant of time. Because each device in a loop has a wait for its turn to process an I/O request. The speed of data transmission is low in an FCAL. So because whenever any two devices are already performing the operations, until or unless it completes its operations, those other IO devices need to wait. That means because each device in a loop has to wait for its turn to process an IO request. The speed of data transmission is low in the case of FCAL topology. So FCAL uses 8-bit addressing. It can support up to 127 devices, 0 to 2 power 8 devices within the loop. Adding or removing a device results in loop reinitialization, which can cause a temporary pause in the loop traffic. So whenever the new device is added into the into the FCAL loop, or else if the suppose one device we have to delete from the loop, at that instant the loop need to be reinitialized. After that, so it need to be refreshed. So which may cause a momentary or temporary pause in a loop traffic. So this is the structure of fiber channel arbitrated loop. So we can observe that in the point-to-point connection there were no FC hub concept. So all the servers are directly connected to the storage. But in the case of fiber channel arbitrated loop, we are having one central device called as hub. So all the devices are connected to the hub, and the hub is internally connected to the storage array. Whatever the communication is taking place, those communications need to be controlled by a single FC hub. So suppose the server 1, 2 and 3, these three servers are participated in the arbitration process, and suppose server 1 will gain the control over the loop. So now the server 1 can communicate with storage array via FC hub. And so whenever this server is accessing the storage array, other two servers need to wait unless or until it completes its operations. So whenever the servers are placing its request on the servers are placing their request, but those requests will not be processed unless or until the server 1 to the storage array. So that IO operation unless or until that IO operation is completed. Fiber channel switched fabric. So FCSW is referred to as fabric connect. Fiber channel switched fabric is nothing but the fabric connect. A fabric is a logical space in which all the nodes communicate with one another in a network. This virtual space can be created with a switch or a network of switches. So each switch in a fabric contains unique domain identifier, which is part of the fabric's addressing scheme. In FCSW, nodes do not share a loop. Instead, the data is transferred through a dedicated path between the nodes. Each port in a fabric has a unique 24-bit fiber channel address for communication. So here we can observe that we are having the FC switch, and two FC switches are interconnected, and the servers are connected through the FC switch into the storage array. So these FC switches will be having some set of buffers. So that means the switches will perform store and forward operations. So whenever the data is fetched from the storage array, temporarily those FC switches will store the data and it will process. And those FC switches behaves in bidirectional way. Either the data can be transferred from the server into the storage array, or else from the storage array into the server. So the switches which are connected between the servers and the storage array, which will behave as bidirectional switches. So FCSW transmission. So in the case of switch fabric, the link between any two switches is called as inter-switch link, or ISL, which enables the switches to connect together to form a single large fabric, and which fabric allows host storage data exchange. So in the case of FCSW switch, uses switches that can switch data traffic between nodes directly through the switch ports. The frame frames are routed between source and destination by the fabric. Suppose I'll consider one example like node A wants to communicate with node B. So at that instant, initially the node A will pass its request, transmits its request on the FC switch, and that request will be processed via port 1. Suppose I'll take this port as port 1 and this as port 2. That request will be processed via port 1 to port 2, and now to port 2 node D is connected, and now the node D will receive that request from node A, but the node D will not accept that request because the intended request was to the device node B. So once again the same request will be retransmitted to the port 2 from node D. Once again the same request will be processed to port 3 from port 2. So to port 3 the node C is connected, and the node C will receive that request from node A. But once again it will neglect that request, retransmit the same request to port 3. So now the port 3 will transmit the same request to port 4, and to port 4 node B is connected. So now it will accept the request, and actual initiator and target, that means node A and node B, communication will takes place now. So this is how, suppose the node A wants to communicate with node B, the node should individually log in first, then it can transmit the data via FC switch. So this link is considered as dedicated connection between the initiator and the target. So in our case, node A is called as initiator device and node B is called as target device. So similarly, suppose node B wants to communicate with node D. So once again, all the nodes should individually log in first and then transmit the data via FC switch. So this link is considered a dedicated connection between the initiator and the target. So irrespective of the devices which are willing to participate in the communication, so we can consider the concept of initiator and the target. The initiator device is one which is willing to access the data from the other device. The target device will also always provide the service to the initiator device.